Well, welcome everyone to the 26th annual OCA or Ohio Cichlid Association Extravaganza and the first ever virtual extravaganza. So, welcome. We have, last I heard, 190 attendees and growing every second here. Byron's been adding more as people come on. And wanted to say thanks to everybody for attending. Did want to mention that this is all made possible by the hardworking board of the Ohio Cichlid Association, and I wanted to thank a few people on my committee that meets twice a week for all their hard work. We've got Byron Von Guten, who's hosting this show, Gary Mendez, Lou Carbone, Jeff Natterer, who single-handedly made a digital fish show happen for the first time, JJ Stabbin Cabin from Buffalo helping us out and joining our board, making things happen with featured vendors, Jonathan Dietrich for putting together an awesome show program, Sherry Olszewski and her husband Carl for doing all of the record keeping and then handling some of the raffle giveaways. This weekend you'll witness and be part of a big digital fish show. We will have numbers of featured vendors that are our sponsors, that some of which are offering specials that you'll see pop up on the screen, discounts, that type of thing. We also have our spotlight vendors. We'll have 10 sessions, half of them tonight, half of them tomorrow. And some really well-known people in the industry will be coming on to talk about their operations and make some great specials available to registered attendees. Save some money, get some really cool things that you need in your fish room. We'll have 3 awesome talks by well-known people in the hobby, 2 cichlid talks and one on new Pleco imports. And on top of that, we're going to have a rare fish raffle with 17 lots of very cool things that you can buy raffle tickets for or buy tickets to win. We'll have the winners announced or drawn on Sunday. We'll also be doing a donor raffle of $100 and for one lucky person out of the attendees to win. And we'll have lots of door prizes, a few every night. So that's the main rundown. Tonight we'll have the vendors. Well, first we'll be visited by Blue Zoo TV and radio, Frank Reese, who will be talking with us in just a moment. We'll have vendor spotlights. Zoogari Pets, a newcomer in the industry down in Norton, Ohio, run by Andrew Subotnick. Tangled Up in Cichlids will be joining us directly after. That's Kevin Cumberton out in New Jersey. Cobalt Aquatics, Les Wilson and Kyle Thaman. Then we'll turn it over to Lou Carbone to introduce Jeff Cardwell. We'll end after the talk on Colombian cichlids, have vendor spotlight with Wet Spot from Oregon, Imperial Tropicals and Mike Drawdy showing us some new receipts from Germany, and then we'll have some door prizes. So without further ado, let's bring on Frank Reese and Blue Zoo Radio. Frank,
what's going on?
I've
never been in a virtual green room before. That was kind of weird. Not like also announcing that I'm coming on. You probably lost half your audience as soon as they heard my mug was going to be on here. Thanks.
Well, welcome.
26 years, man. Can you guys believe it? I don't believe it.
Hard to believe. Hard to believe. 26 years, but my gray hair, can't hide the truth.
So what's fascinating about it too is you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, 1984 started it. You're kind of in the same hotel all this time, right? The Holiday Inn?
Yeah, we've been at the Holiday Inn for 25 straight years. Of course, we couldn't do that this year with all the craziness in the world. So, they understand that. They're great supporters. But we hope to be back in November next year.
So I heard a rumor that the OCA was started because another alphabet soup organization. I mean, we won't say the full name, but we'll just say the ACA, right? They didn't want to come to Cleveland, so you just was like, let's go do our own. I mean,
I'm on the cadre of the ACA, so I got a lot of friends there. I won't poke anybody in the eye, but we got a lot of people who participate. Great folks, great organization, and I am on the extended board there, which I enjoy participating. Been the guest editor twice last year on special edition Bunt Barsh Bulletin. So I really love that organization that I've been a part of 1980. But this is about the Ohio Cichlid Association. So, it was kind of born when we had made 2 or 3 unsuccessful attempts to bring that annual show here. So we basically then said, well, we got to do something to raise money, so we're going to do our own. And that's what we did. We put it at a different time of the year as not to conflict with that wonderful organization show that my wife Marilyn and I have been to probably all 2 or 3 times since 1980. And we decided to make it in November. We found that the weekend before Thanksgiving was a low point in, people attending or staying at hotels. So we got a sweetheart deal from the Holiday Inn. So,
also, in fairness, we were a fairly new club then. It was probably about 9 years old, didn't have a reputation. So I think that had something to do. It's understandable.
It's okay. I'll take the heat for the ACA. It's nothing new. Get in line. It's no big deal. I love them. They know that, but I just figured I'd throw it out there. It was a rumor. So was there ever a time in the 26 years, maybe you hit a speed bump, you didn't think that you might be able to do another one, but it can't have been completely smooth?
It's amazing how smoothly things have gone all those years. I can't think of any times where there was ever big problems.
No, I can't remember ever having a significant speed bump. We've had minor issues that attendees really don't see, but they were pretty successful, and we just decided to keep doing it, and people keep coming, and we get great feedback about it. So we're going to keep doing it until it doesn't make sense anymore.
Well, it was horrible on my part as a horrible host. I was trying to set you guys up to say that 2020 would have been the speed bump, but you guys actually just bulldozed that thing and did this virtual show. It's fantastic.
Frank, the old saying about when you have lemons, you got to make lemonade is totally appropriate. So, that's what our motto has been. And, I have to admit being kind of a pain in the butt to the rest of the board saying we can't sit this one out. Let's pave some new ground, see if we can, make this thing work for us, and maybe for the future too. Maybe change what we do, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But we didn't want to sit out at all, and we thought we owed it to the members of the OCA and the supporters of the Extravaganza to try to put something on this year. So here we are.
So I did some, our correct research department did some, me basically. So I went back in time a little bit to 94, 95 when you guys launched. This is literally the most useless information you're ever going to hear, but since I have your attention, do you know that in 94, the Earth's population was 4.3 billion people? You know what it is today?
Nope.
More than that. 7.8.
Holy
That's almost double in 26 years. Can you imagine
Wow.
Can you imagine how many idiots that is out of those billions if you spend time on social media, right? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it must be those nights in the hotel room at Extravaganzas.
Well, to that point, you guys have had a membership / people coming to your show. It has been consistent over 26 plus years, right? I mean, you guys have done a really good job of, and people and fans coming and checking it out.
Yeah, we sold a hotel out several times and came close a bunch of other times. So
yeah, we just about every year have to have overflow rooms at the hotel next door to the Holiday Inn, and we pretty consistently had over 300 paid registrants and many more coming to visit our vendors, fish in the rooms, and doing all the cool things we can do live that we can't do here.
At what year can you pinpoint the year that or a roundabout when the rooms just became little stores, basically? Do you have a time frame of that? Was it
pretty much immediately? Pretty much immediately. And we kind of designed the show to be a throwback to what some of our favorite fish shows used to do years ago. And when we first started going to them, there were a lot of fish sales out of the rooms. People loved it. I loved it. The rest of the board loved it. So we said, we're going to make it happen. And, I think that's a focal point of the weekend. People can go around at all hours of the night and find really, really cool fish available.
All right. I got a couple more crack research department notes here. In 1994-95, let's see if we can ring some bells here. O.J. Simpson was arrested. We remember the white Bronco? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching.
Nancy Kerrigan was attacked in the Olympics.
Oh, wow.
Right? Clinton, this is the headline actually. Clinton accused of sexual harassment. Now, it didn't say which one. Whoever you are, you guys can come up with your own analogies of that. And it didn't say, I mean, it could fill in the year, right? It could have been whatever it was.
Yeah, maybe George.
George Clinton.
And there was no World Series. The baseball was on strike.
Wow.
All right, a couple more. Hang with me. Top 2 movies in 1994. Shawshank Redemption and Forrest Gump.
Wow.
Two good ones.
Yeah.
Top two shows in 1994. ER and Friends. Never seen either one of them. And the top 2 selling cars, and people are like, this is a fish show, you idiot. What are you talking about? I'm just trying to bring back memories. Top 2 selling cars, Ford Taurus and the Honda Accord.
I believe you.
So what would be, if you had to kind of change that tune, what would be some of the most favorite popular fish in 1994? Could you even go back that far? 94, 95?
I think Malawis were bigger then than they are now.
Well, I'm guessing that that was still the heyday of Central Americans coming in, which started in the early 80s and mid 80s. So maybe Norasati and Persei. I don't know. I'll just take a swag guess there.
All right. I got a couple more, so hang with me. So these are some brands that aren't as old as the OCA. You ready? Netflix is 23 years old. Google, 22 years old. YouTube, 15 years old. Amazon is 26 years old. eBay, 25 years old. Gmail, 16 years old. Yahoo, 26 years old. Don't even ask why I wrote this down, but I thought it was fascinating. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are 15 years old. And Facebook is 16 years old. Now, I also believe that's the exact same time that Dave Hale started posting all his ailments on Facebook, was about 16 years ago. Right? If that means anything. How did you guys see social media coming for you? We're talking about these are all pretty much social media sites for the most part. Did you grasp it right away for the OCA, or did it take a minute?
Well,
It took a minute, right? We the first time somebody proposed, we started a Facebook group. We didn't, many people didn't think it was a great idea. We were wrong, obviously. I know for as far as booking speakers and communicating with speakers around the world, it was a godsend for me.
Yeah.
But
one thing, it's not necessarily part of social media at all, but it was part of going digital. I think we were at the forefront. I got nobody but you guys to argue with me, so I'll say we were at the forefront of going digital with our bulletin and getting away from the archaic method of printing, a hard bulletin and then mailing it out and going through all that expense and all that. So I know we were at the forefront of making that happen. And yeah, there was grumbling, but you know what? Everybody else did it afterwards. You had to, so.
And I'll tell you what else it did. When we were still publishing the program, OCA membership was $15. You know what it is now? $15.
I don't know if you guys understand inflation. You guys got to grasp it a little better, I think.
We're not very good at that.
Well, that was the savings from the bulletin.
One of the things that, if I can throw in my 2 cents, and nobody wants it, but if one of the things that this might actually work out for you guys even more so, since you're going to grasp this virtual side of it and really get a good feel for it, you might be able to bring in some speakers virtually in your next in-person shows that might never be able to come just because of travel. I'm not talking about COVID and all that crap, but just about, if you got somebody in Germany or Australia that just can't make it. But it would probably be, now that you got the technology, look, you guys are handling this thing perfectly. Might open some doors.
Well, I'm going out on a limb here, and I know we really believe ourselves to be a local fish club that does an annual event that people from outside the area come to. But the advent of this COVID thing has pushed everybody to learn how to use Zoom and how to do conference calls and work at home and remotely. And I think, this event will, along with the Digital Fish Show, really open the doors for people all over the world to get involved with other fish clubs, the OCA, and other organizations that choose to embrace, this digital revolution, right?
Well, look, I can't say that I was there day one that the OCA started in 1994, 1995. But for me personally, I think December 5th or 6th, we're celebrating our 650th show.
Wow.
And, we didn't think it'd last for 3. And you guys have always been generous coming on. And, I appreciate the platform. And, what you guys have done, men and women, all the members and people that you have tied in, you guys should really pat yourselves on the back. I know you don't want to right now, and I'll do it for you. And, but we'll talk only OCA. You guys have done a hell of a job.
Well, thank you, Frank, because you've been one of our strongest supporters and always given us free advertising every year and given us a platform to come on and crow about what we do. So thank you to you and Steady Eddie. We really appreciate it.
Well, look, I don't ever want to be accused of holding up the show, and I'm sure I've worn out my welcome. But as they say, the circus says in the Big Top, let the extravaganza begin. Congratulations, guys, and I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Yes, we will. Thank you, Frank.
Thanks for coming on, Frank.
So, Byron, are you joining us again here, or are we going?
I can. What do you guys want next?
Well, we're ready for Kevin Cumberton and Tangled Up in Cichlids, aren't we?
I think it's Zoogari.
Oh, sorry, Andrew. Yeah. Bring on Andrew.
Okay, here we go.
I'm the guy with the agenda and all that, but whatever.
You're getting old, Don. Your eyes
I am.
they used to be.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So, why did you guys get involved in opening a pet store right in the middle of a pandemic?
Well, I say it's because it's the only way Jen was going to let me get back into fish. So I don't. That's not actually true, but we just had a need in the area. There's nothing in the immediate area to get good fish and supplies, and so and that's everything, not just fish. We do dogs, reptiles, birds, all that fun stuff. And yeah, so we just had a need here, and this we just worked it out with the city and made it happen. So
you got a little bit of experience with the Ohio Cichlid Association in your prior life, right?
a little bit, yeah. I was trying
to
to think through it the other day. I think it's something like it was like 16 years ago I attended my first meeting. Yeah, which is crazy. I think Jen and I were still dating, and that's actually where I met Kyle for the first time. It was also his first meeting.
Kyle May, right?
Kyle May, yeah. So yeah, so it's crazy to sit here and think that makes me feel old. I didn't have any gray hair, didn't even have a beard then. So
when it begins to turn gray, all you do is just cut it off.
Right.
So Andrew, you guys talked to us a couple of months ago and said, hey, we'd love to be a part of sponsoring such an event as the Extravaganza, then thought to be a live event. What did you have in mind when you did that, and why did you think about that?
Well, it was one of those things where obviously the OCA, there's a piece of my heart right here for the OCA. I learned a lot, met a lot of awesome people, being around the OCA, and I just had an opportunity to kind of give back to the club that I learned so much from over the years, that it was like it was a no-brainer to like, hey, why wouldn't we sponsor that event? So switching over to the virtual event was definitely like a sure, how's that going to work, Don?
We're going to find out.
Yeah, exactly. So no, it's been great. Obviously the years in the OCA are great. Opening the store, we're 2 weeks in to the store being open. It's been great. The reception's been awesome, and so our end goal is to be able to supply our friends and family with what they need, and at a reasonable price. So that's our
cool. And we're hoping this sponsorship and collaboration effort goes on for years to come. So I know you have your boss of the store with you, right? You want to introduce her?
This is Jess Martin. She is our general manager of our store here. So you can say
hi, guys.
Well, welcome. So you and your staff created a little video to show us, didn't you?
Yeah, we created a video. So in that video, we have a little coupon code for the website that can also be used in the store. ZoogariPets.com. Not everything is on that website yet. It's been a building process. We tried to get most of the aquatic stuff and whatnot up there. There's still some items missing, but we encourage everyone to come into the store and check it out. We honor that coupon code in the store. That coupon code, which you'll see in the video and on all the banners and ads, is 20 OCA 20. Use that code. We actually have a couple additional special items. If we could just take 1 second here. So we have Aquatop 100 watt heaters. We're running those at just $10 with a second code that is live OCA 20. That's LIVE OCA 20. So the people that are watching this are the people that are going to know about that code. So we wanted to reward them for tuning in. We also have the Aquatop CAF large sponge filter, also $10. So that's price is good on the website, in the store. So hit it up, check it out.
Come check it out, guys.
So now you have a brick and mortar store, but you also do business online, right? So that
Correct.
all of the folks outside of the area can look up your website and start ordering using the promo code, right?
Yep. Use the promo codes, that live OCA 20, and then also use the 20 OCA 20, which is 20% off of everything in that store. So.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, without further ado, why don't we play your video?
Hey
Sounds
guys,
great.
thanks for having Zoogari Pets, part of the Ohio Cichlids Association this year. Found the OCA 15 years ago, got involved, love cichlids. I jokingly say we opened a pet store because that's the only way my wife would let me have fish again.
I'm Jess Martin. I am the store manager here at Zoogari Pets in Norton, Ohio. I have a passion for aquatics and reptiles.
And I started from like a small 10-gallon aquarium, and now I'm up to a 55. I'm Maya. I work at Zoogari Pets. I have a passion for fish, and I'm also in an animal science program to become a vet technician.
We offer everything from start to finish. So we have all of your tanks, we have all of your filters, we have all of your plants and all your knickknacks that go inside. We have all of your chemicals, we have all your foods, we have your fishes. We have everything from start to finish. If we don't have it, we can get it for you.
Super stoked to be sponsoring this event. Virtual show, first time ever for that. We are here, local mom and pop fish store. General pets, but specializing in fish, lizards, aquatics, those types of things. We want to bring quality to you. We know how important that is. Like, you can run into your big box stores. You can have the issues with the sick fish. We want to bring stuff to you at great prices, quality, quality, quality. That's what we stress.
Here at Zoogari Pets, we make sure that our pets and our aquatics are taken care of and protected from the virus. And we as staff make sure that we are wearing our masks at all times. We also sanitize and wipe off the doors and counters constantly throughout the day. And we are cleaning carts. And so we're ready to go.
Guys, I've been coming to the OCA for years. Love it. It's passion of mine. I know it's a passion of yours. That's why you're here. That's why you're attending this virtual show. We want to be able to pass along a special deal to everyone who's as passionate as we are about our pets. Hit us up on the website. Use code 20OCA20, and that'll give you 20% off of anything in our store. That in person, don't have to do it online. So come check us out, visit us. Again, 20OCA20. Just mention that code when you come in the store. That offer is valid right now through the 27th. So it gives us 1 week for that coupon. So come see us. Gives you 1 week. You might want to hop on that deal right now. Again, 20% off anything that we stock. You know, you might be sitting at home eating your Cheetos, rubbing your belly, you know, whatever you're doing. Open up another browser. Check us out. 234-678-9541. If we don't have it, give us a call. We'll make sure to get it for you.
Here at Zoogari, we want to make you your pet's hero.
To become your pet's hero.
And we want to make you your pet's hero.
All right, Byron, did we have any questions for Andrew? We're actually about 5 minutes ahead of schedule, so if there were any questions that came in for Andrew, we might want to point them toward him.
Yeah, I'll take them in the chat, but we'll continue this on in the conversation in the chat, and it's up time now for Tangled Up with Cichlids.
Cool. Welcome, Kevin.
Hey guys, how you all doing? Hey Lou.
Hey, Kev.
Good. So, Kevin, you are the new owner of Tangled Up and Cichlids. You want to tell us something about that?
Yeah, so a couple years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, Jeff gave me a little nudge that he was going to be retiring. He said within 5 years. And then I guess a year or two later, it came up for sale. Surprise. And I had thought in my head maybe to take over the company if it was possible. And reaching out to Jeff when he officially announced it, we worked through it and we got it to happen. I actually bought it last summer and we launched the company, relaunched again December. So almost 1 year. December 1st will be 1 year relaunched.
And that's the infamous Jeff Wraps, right?
Jeff Wraps, correct. Yep.
Yep. So what do you specialize in?
Central and South American cichlids. We're an importer, obviously. We do old world cichlids, tetras, barbs, loaches, occasional oddballs, a little bit of everything. Cichlids is our main thing, but we dabble in a little bit of everything. If it can go in a tank with most cichlids, then we most likely will bring it in.
So what are some of the favorites that you have in Central American cichlids?
Some of my favorites, I like all the convict types. The Cryptoheros, the Anatitlana species are my personal favorites. Amphilophus complex. That's my personal favorite. But the best-selling stuff in here is Oscars for sure. They're fly out of here, and the Central American cichlids still. Even though we do mostly South Americans, the Central Americans fly out of here. So that's what people like.
Cool. So you're going to walk around a show and show us some of your operation, right?
Yeah, let me switch over to let me switch the camera over.
Okay. And
You guys see now?
yeah.
Alrighty, so we'll start back here. So for the facility itself is 1,500 square feet. We got about 7,000 gallons of tanks in here. Here you go. Here's some Geophagus Milleri. Some Aparcus. The lighting in here is absolutely terrible. There's our penalty box. We put some bad fish in here. We got some, they're all gonna hide, you figures. We got some Umbi, some Bussenjai, some Hecklei. These guys are very nice. For you pike fans, Pernicicula lenticulata. A whole bunch of stuff in there. Anyone looking for a giant female Umbi? We got a wild female Umbi, Rio Magdalena from Colombia.
Cool.
But we don't just do cichlids. We do all kinds of stuff. Majority of the fish here are all wild caught. We don't do too much breeding in here. We do some breeding on stuff that may be worthwhile keeping, but for the most part, everything comes in and we get it out. Here's some of the breeding fish.
And what is that one?
Greater eye.
Yeah. There you go. There's some Trimac. There's a female in there hiding somewhere. Gadiensis pair. Red Tiger Motoguens. And we do grow out some of the stuff. So here we have some tanks growing out, some Islanum. More red tigers. Guys that like clown loaches, we got lots of those. This is a 180-gallon tank. They're about 3.5 inches, these clown loaches.
Wow.
Some wild Thailand fish. Too dark. I don't know if JJ's watching, but JJ, if you're watching, there's oh, it's so bad in here. Sorry, guys. That's my pair, but it's too the lighting's bad here. So a lot of people email me, can I have a picture of the actual fish? And it's very tough to get fish pictures in here. Only a few tanks are lit up very well. You know, all these Nenoliteo, they all sold out. So they're in the tank, but I sold 40 of them in one day. They're all gone. We got a red goby, some catfish, some gouramis. Probia. Bifash. This is from Rusty Wessel, actually. He bred these to send them up to me. So anyone's looking for any Rusty's fish, I got them. Cool catfish.
What's your estimate of how many fish you got in your facility?
Oh, God. A lot. Here's a cool tank. This is the first tank you see when you walk in here.
Hey,
So
Kevin.
Yeah.
When you took over, so you bought the business, did you move it to a different facility, or are you in the same building?
So we're in a new facility. Jeff's original facility was on his private property, so he couldn't, he moved. I don't think it's a secret anymore. He moved out of state. He's in North Carolina now, so the facility had to be moved. So all the equipment in here, or about 95% of the equipment in here, is all from Jeff. My wife and I actually loaded a giant, almost tractor trailer sized truck and moved all of his equipment. Here's a cool, if guys like basically puppies with fins, the barramundi. These guys are so cool.
Wow.
Need a big tank and you need a lot of food because they eat nonstop.
Where are they from in the wild?
Australia, I believe. So we got plenty of big Oscars. Anybody likes Oscars? Wild caught. These guys here, the lighting here is so terrible, but these guys are so golden colored.
What are they, Krause eye or what is that?
Yeah, Krause eye, yep.
Nice.
And
How
you
many
want
tanks
to,
do you ship?
everyone wants to see the Red Devils. Here they are.
How often do you ship, Kevin?
Can you repeat that? I didn't hear you.
How often do you ship?
We ship Monday through Friday. Everything is next day air, UPS. As long as the order is in by 12 noon, on most cases, depending on the fish, we can ship it out the same day. I try to wait 24 hours before I ship it out, but if it's early enough in the morning, we can get it out. Yeah. Here's a fish that hasn't been in the hobby in a long time. It was formerly Herichthys species El Salto, which we believe is Herichthys carpintis, but we have them. That's a wild pair hiding in there. We got lots of fry all over the place. Not just one tank, we got multiple. So, so those will be coming out in a couple weeks. What else do we have? Not necessarily new to the hobby, but these have been around. Macrocanthus, lots of fry coming out of them.
Southern Mexico, yep.
Yep. Africans. These guys are usually very aggressive. When I walk by here, they charge a tank, but I guess they're being shy. It's past their bed. It's past their bedtime.
The camera shy.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the shop in a nutshell. Like I said, it's 1,500 square feet. We got about 7,000 gallons of tanks in here. Everything's on an automatic water change system, so I don't have to change the water, which is great.
Awesome.
Let me change this back. Pardon me 1 second.
And you're running some special this weekend, right?
Yes. Well, actually, so 10% off of the total of fish. We're gonna go to December 11th on that. So they have to put in their email OCA 2020. So I know that they saw this, and we're gonna extend the 10% to December 11th. I think I said right. Yeah. Yep. So that puts me right towards when it gets rough time to ship, right around Christmas time. So
tangledupandcichlids.com, right?
correct. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, email, you can call. I am a one-man show, so.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, so answering the phone is tough, especially if I'm on a call, and answering the emails right away. People, I get an email from somebody, and an hour later, they'll send a question mark. I got your email, just, I got to do all the maintenance here and bag everybody's fish, and I'm doing it all. I'll get to you.
Any questions for us by any chance?
No, I'm hoping you guys can have live events because I'd like to come out and event at a show.
Well, we'd love to have you next November come on out.
I'm hoping we can do it, yeah.
Cool. Any further comments you want to make? Shameless self-promotion?
Not really.
Well, we're really glad you could join us tonight and join us for the event, Kevin. Tangled Up in Cichlids is obviously very cool, has some great fish. I'm personally a Central American fan as well as a Tanganyikan fan, but Central Americans are near and dear to my heart, like South Americans too. So I know we got a lot of followers that do as well. So any
the best time,
fire them out and we can take them. But thanks again, Kevin.
No problem. Guys, check out the stock list on the website. Yeah, I update it every Sunday. So if you want to get a good fill rate, you have to see it on Sunday and Monday. Because by Wednesday and Thursday, if you wanted it, it might be gone. So
yes, I'm glad Tangled Up is in good hands, Kevin.
Thank
Good
you
to see it keep going.
The feedback's been positive. So, it's been going very well. Despite what's been going on outside.
Well, thank you. Nice job, and thank you so much. And we'll turn it back to Byron.
All right. Up next, we have Wet Spot. Or am I right about that? Let me check.
No.
No, we have Cobalt. My bad.
Cobalt Aquatics. Yep.
Yes, and let me see if he is on right now. He is not. I don't see his video stream, but we can show his video here real quick. I'll share my screen, get his video up, and we should be good.
We are about 7 minutes ahead of the published schedule, so he may be on in a minute here. But
I see him now. I'll show the video first to introduce him. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, here we go.
It's not showing, but
it wasn't showing, or it is showing?
no, it's not showing. Just your desktop.
That's weird. I am sorry about that. Well, he's on now. We'll get him on, and then we'll get it figured out.
Okay. Hey, Les. You look muted.
Hey, everybody, how you guys doing?
Great.
I'm sorry, a little bit of noise coming in the background. My wife just got home, and our dog goes absolutely ballistic when she gets home, so he's in that mode right now.
Well, I think everybody's used to Zoom meetings with everybody being at home, and life gets in the way because that's the way it is with the fish hobby, right?
Yeah.
So,
it is a pet show after all, right?
exactly. So is Kyle joining us as well?
He should be on. He's texted me saying he's logged in. So if you can get him on.
Okay. So if you see a guy named Kyle, Byron, you can let him in.
He says he's backstage.
There
There
he is. How you doing, Kyle? Yeah, we can put a face with the name now. So thanks for all your wonderful support, you and Les. It's been great getting to know you guys a little bit. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Cobalt?
All right. Well, if you haven't heard of us, we are almost 10 years old. We started in 2011 making fish food and other aquarium products. We're pretty proud of our cichlid heritage. Myself and my other partners, a lot of you guys might know Viral Sarati. He was another one of the founding partners of Cobalt. We're all cichlid guys, members of ACA, friends with a lot of you guys. We've spent way too many long nights at various ACA events in the hospitality suite, to say the least. But we actually debuted our company at an ACA event in 2011 at the Washington, D.C. event. So that's where we soft launched our company. For those of you that might have been there, that was a long couple days where we put our booth together for the very first time. So that was it was an adventure.
Very cool. Very cool.
But yeah, we offer a lot of aquarium products, fish foods, what we're probably most famous for, powers, aquariums, name it, we got it.
A little bit of everything.
Anything you want to
Yes, sir.
tell us about before we play your video, your awesome video, I might say?
Oh, well, thank you very much. Yeah, well, this year being COVID year, if you know me from the past, you probably don't recognize me because I have long hair and I haven't shaved, first time in my life. So most people my kids don't even recognize me right now.
I'm wearing off on you, Les.
I know, exactly. We realized the other day, all the males in the company now have beards.
That's true. That is absolutely true.
But this is OCA. I've been a lifelong hobbyist. I mean, literally, I took over my dad's discus tanks when I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I've had fish, worked at local fish stores, have a degree in aquatic biology, and have been doing the whole circuit of every show around the country. Try to get to as many clubs as we can throughout the year. I normally do 7 or 8 speaking engagements a year. This year, I've done 0. So the OCA is one of my bucket list things to do. Unfortunately, you guys chose your time around other shows, as you mentioned earlier with Frank, and it just so happens that this is my birthday weekend, my sister's birthday weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, and my daughter's birthday is a week later. So it's this big, huge family time for us. So at some point when we can't all be together, but we can be together as a group of cichlid people, I'm going to make it up to this show. But I'm taking a pencil hash mark on this one, that at least I'm here virtually with you guys.
Exactly. Well, it sounds like happy birthday's in order.
Yeah, this is a big one too, sadly.
Well, happy birthday.
At the top of the mountain. Yeah.
Well,
but we're really excited about being here and helping out with you guys. Really happy you guys reached out to us a month or so ago. And as a thank you, we do have, just like everybody else so far, the vendors, we're offering a special OCA discount. The web banner is up on your site, I think, already. Code virtual 2020 for a 25% discount on anything Cobalt or any of our parent or our sister brands. We have Reflowers supplements, as well as Pro Bugs for these. You guys might have reptiles or large fish that you want to feed some preserved bugs to.
Awesome. That's generous of you guys to do that. I did want to mention to everybody online that, if you check out the show program that was sent out, all of the vendor banners with their specials and all of that are run in there. So you can take notes, but you can refer to the show program for follow-up with all these awesome supporter vendors. So, Kyle, where's home?
So I am in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Nice place.
But I'm the marine biologist at Cobalt, so the whole cichlid thing, we have a cichlid tank at work, and I've really kind of fallen in love with it. So I've really kind of, I'm like, hey Les, can I get in on that? And he's been nice enough to let me like come in on some of the cichlid stuff. We have some of the oh man, now I'm going to embarrass myself because I don't know what they're called. The little yellow guys. Les is giving me the don't say.
It's not a yellow tang. It's not a zebra zone.
No, it's not a yellow tang. It's pseudo something.
Help
But there are a bunch in our front tank. I love them. They're awesome.
I think we have some electric yellows in there. We have some lupi.
It's pseudo something. I know it's pseudo something.
I don't even remember. I don't work he works at the actual facility. So I live 3 hours north in Blacksburg, Virginia. So even though I'm one of the owners of the company and I run operations, I run operations out of this room right here. And we've been locked down, obviously since March. So the last time I physically saw Kyle was in Florida, actually, at our Global Pet Show.
At Global, yeah. It was that feels like forever ago.
Yeah, so it's been an interesting few months, like everybody. But running and owning a company 3 hours away from the company, that's and a lot of video conferencing and on the phone constantly. And it's been a challenge. And we really would have loved to shown you guys some of the operation, not just my office living room, but being at 7:30 or almost 8 o'clock at night and everything shut down on a Friday.
Right.
On holiday. But
everyone's early on Friday.
Yeah, we have a 20,000 square foot facility, warehouse production office space in Rock Hill, South Carolina, just outside of Charlotte. That's where we're located. And we do all of our fish food packaging and everything right there in Cobalt, and lots of pallets coming in and out.
And we can give the video one more try if you guys want.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's a great
Let me give it a shot real quick, and let's see if we can get this up on the screen. All right. You guys see the video now?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, I'm going to hit play, and then I'll hit full screen if it's going.
Okay.
You guys see it?
Yep.
Looks like it's going.
How about now?
Yep. Looks good.
No audio.
No audio, though. Yeah, that's true.
No audio.
As the person who narrates it, maybe I should start narrating, right?
Yeah, go ahead and narrate it. Help them out.
Oh, crap. I don't have my notes.
So basically, the beginning of the video here, we're talking. This is our hero video for we call it for our flake foods. So we're talking about the probiotics that we put in the flake foods. We use 2 species of Bacillus subtilis and Microformis that help support the digestion and nutrient uptake of the fish. Kyle, you get the blue.
Also, very good Scrabble word. Lots of.
Yeah. So the blue flake has triple dose of vitamins, immunostimulants in it. Our ultra flakes. Oh, he's given up. So the next up is our ultra pellets. Go ahead, Kyle. You wanted the ultra pellets.
I would say these are my personal favorite. As the saltwater guy, I use a lot of pellet food. The ultra pellets are all natural. They're limited ingredient diet, very similar to what you'd see like with dog and cat limited ingredient diets. It's a handful of ingredients, our vitamin blend, and then pre and probiotics. So they're fantastic for getting a feeding response, especially out of finicky fish. In saltwater especially, we see a lot of very finicky fish that won't eat prepared diets. I know we've seen it at the office actually with some of our cichlids. The guys with the stripes. What are those guys? Frontosas?
Yeah.
So those would not eat any sort of pellet until we started putting these pellets in the tank. They went crazy for, we actually used the shrimp and veggie pellet, and they went crazy for it. So they're really nice, all natural, and like I said, limited ingredient diet, just like you'd see with dogs and cats. It's a lot of good stuff, and there's 16 varieties as that slide showed there. But lots of different freshwater varieties, 3 different types of tropical, as well as cichlid, and the shrimp and veggie is my personal favorite, which has a lot of vegetable material in it.
So the next thing that's coming up is the Aqua Mat, and this is a product we launched earlier this year that's pretty fantastic if you have one of your display tanks upstairs where your significant other may not want you to spill water, unlike your fish room where you don't really care. This will absorb
right there.
Yeah, this is Kyle's tank in his house. So this will absorb gallons of water on the larger size. Literally, if you take your siphon and you mix the bucket, if you're looking over your shoulder and it hits that mat, it's going to suck up gallons of it and not go on your floor, not go all over the room. It's going to suck it up. It's a dense microfiber material with a waterproof non-skid backing that will just keep sucking up water and sucking up water.
And I can tell you from personal experience that the XXL, which is what's in front of my tank, will hold more than a 5-gallon bucket, because I accidentally knocked one over one time for my wife, and it soaked it all up. It was fantastic.
Unbelievable.
So that's a product not necessarily for your fish room where you have cement floors and floor drains, hopefully, but for your one big display tank upstairs that's in your living room, and again, your significant other doesn't want you to mess it up. That's a great product for you.
Yeah, it saved my hardwood floors on more than one occasion.
And then this last part of the video is just kind of our hero part of our video where it shows a bunch of different categories of stuff that we carry. Again, we carry a little bit of everything from social media to heaters to aquariums to a little bit of everything. So I'm sorry the video, the sound didn't work. Kyle narrates everything for us. He's got a great DJ voice.
You can check out our YouTube channel, and that's where my great DJ voice is on display.
Well,
so we've been really invested in videos this year, trying to build up our video content because we're not traveling to go out and see you guys. And then right in the middle of our big building of our YouTube channel in October, mysteriously our YouTube channel vanished. We went one day, we had a few thousand subscribers, and we were much bigger on Facebook than we are on YouTube, but we had 10 years of videos up there. Some had hundreds of thousands of views over 10 years, and the channel just vanished. We contacted Google and YouTube, and they said we weren't hacked and it wasn't on them, and that was it. So we're in the process of rebuilding our YouTube channel right now. So if you do like some of our content, if you've seen some of the stuff on Facebook and things, please go over to that YouTube channel and help us build our site back up so we can get our custom address back and everything, and sign up there. And then while you're there, you might also see something that we launched today, which is a little bit early for us. Kyle,
we're ahead of schedule this year.
Yeah, go ahead, Kyle. I'm going to mute while my clock goes crazy.
So this year we're launching our 12 Days of Cobalt, which is our annual give back program. But this year is very different. Unlike previous years where we've given away a little bit of, some food, some pellets, some flakes, that sort of thing. This year, every single day, there's a chance to win an aquarium. So we have 12 days worth of aquarium giveaways. Everything from our smaller microview kits, which are about 2.8 gallons, I believe, all the way up through our Seaview aquariums with the integrated filtration, everything like that. So every single day, we're going to have at least 12 winners. There's going to be some bonus stuff, which I probably shouldn't give away now. But there's bonus stuff if you tune into our Facebook page.
I'm pretty sure you're not approved any bonus stuff. But I guess it sounds.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry. I'm making the bonus stuff. So we're having 12 different tanks given away. There's a link on our Facebook, on our YouTube, all that kind of stuff, Instagram as well. All we ask is that people submit a video, basically telling us why they're not on the naughty list this year and why they want an aquarium, what kind of fish they would keep in the aquarium, and there's going to be all sorts of prizes and giveaways.
Well, we wanted to thank you guys for the donations you sent out to our raffle chair. He received them yesterday, so that was very gracious of you. And we'll be doing some giveaways on this weekend. So
I have a question. I have a question for Les.
Sure.
Hey, I was wondering this ever since that DC ACA convention when you guys made your debut.
Yep.
how the name Cobalt is really cool, but how would you come about it? The element of the
It's a really inspiring story. So Randy, Viral, and I, the three owners, we really wanted to have a really cool, strong name, and we all had jobs within the pet sector already. You might know, we worked at Marineland and Tetra. UPG was the name of the company at the time. So we were planning all this kind of in the background during, before we left, and so we were having late night meetings, and we argued for months about the name. Argued and argued and argued. Couldn't come up with anything. And then one day, Randy went to the store and saw the new Cobalt gum from Wrigley's. And he's like, "What do you think of the name Cobalt?" And I don't know whether it's because we were all tired of arguing about it or whether what was going on, but we're like, that's kind of cool. And nobody really came up with any objections to it. And then we started doing searches of it. And it turns out there is a Cobalt basically in every industry known to man, except the pet trade. And we started doing trademarks and logo searches. And the more we started looking at it, the more we really liked it, because everybody just kind of thought they already knew about it. And it's a strong name, and it's easily remembered, and it's got a good color scheme to it, with the blues and everything kind of naturally built into it, and the cobalt blue cichlids and, all that. And so, it just kind of went from kind of this random idea out of months of arguing to searching to, oh my God, I think we got something. And then, before we knew it, that's what we were called.
Thank you.
So your flakes are special with having those cool blue flakes, maybe cobalt blue flakes. What's up with that, Les?
Well, when we were developing our formulas, we realized that there was a lot of the science behind fish foods was coming out of aquaculture. There are obviously a lot of fish food companies that make fish food for aquariums, but most of the science is in aquaculture, and 99% of the time, those guys are growing it from fry to plate as fast as they can, and in some sort of open water system where you're not necessarily worried about pH fluctuations or the really fast increases in nitrate because you're flushing it constantly. And we realized that, okay, well, people are keeping these in a box, 5 panes of glass, and they're only doing water changes occasionally, if at all. And how can we develop fish food that is the best that it can be for those fish keepers that are using 5 panes of glass and in a closed system? And what we found is that one of the big things that we were missing was vitamin replenishment, because in the open systems, it's constantly getting flushed through. They're using other vitamin additives and things in these aquaculture diets that weren't part of that. So we added a significant level of especially water-soluble vitamins to our food. And when we were doing that, we realized that if you just say vitamin added, a lot of people aren't going to, well, okay, whatever. Everything's got vitamin added. No, it's not really a big marketing story. So we created those blue flakes, kind of, we've been called by other competitors of the fruity pebble fish food.
Captain Crunch. I've heard Captain Crunch a lot.
So any nicknames or marketing is a good thing, but the reason it's there, it's got a triple dose of vitamins and immunostimulants in it to really help boost the levels of the overall nutritional profile of the food, so that we're keeping higher levels of water soluble vitamins that leak out of fish constantly in that closed system.
So we got time for one more question, and that is, you have a line of heaters called Neotherm. What's special, unique, different about those?
Kyle, you want to take on that, or do you want me to handle it?
Sure, we'll tag team it.
Okay.
So the nice thing about the Neotherms, they're, from when you first look at them, they're not shaped like traditional heaters. They're not like, your glass cylinder with the heating element and all that. They're flat, which is awesome, especially for us saltwater guys, where we run a lot of tanks with, sumps that have limited space, things like that. But anyone that has a space constraint in the back of their tank or in a sump or something like that, they're flat, they're low profile, and they are awesome because they are all electronically controlled. They have a bunch of different sensors in there that take the water temperature all around the unit. So it gets a very, very accurate. They're accurate to within 0.5 degrees. And they will hold that temperature because they are electronically controlled. They will hold that temperature very, very, very steady compared to like something like glass heater. The other nice thing too is being that they're an entirely resin heater, if you bump into them, if you drop them, if you knock them when you're doing maintenance, something like that, you don't have to worry about them breaking. They're virtually indestructible. I know at Cobalt, we've actually taken them up on the roof and thrown them off the roof and then taken them and plugged them right into an aquarium, and they worked perfectly fine. So they're great in that respect. I know I'm not the most careful person when I do water changes and stuff like that on my tank, and I've got a neotherm in the bottom of my sump. And I'll tell you what, I knock into it with my skimmer. I knock into it with any sort of my cleaning supplies, everything like that. And I don't have to worry about it at all. It's perfect. I love it like that.
Well, it sounds like you need to give one to Mo Devlin, who has some tank busters that can put it through the paces and see if...
That's another great thing. So a friend of mine actually uses one in a turtle tank, and turtles like chew on everything. And they haven't hurt this heater at all because it's flat. It's basically indestructible. And the turtles can just like swim around it. They can climb all over it, whatever. It doesn't hurt. It's great.
Yeah.
Great
Tank busters, even they're Dovi proof even.
Yeah, Keith at work actually has a Jaguar cichlid, and his likes to attack everything. And he's got a neotherm in there and hasn't been able to do any damage to it.
I wish I would have had them back in the day when I kept giant cichlids. But at any rate, thanks so much for explaining your product lines and telling us about some awesome new things you got. And thanks again for coming on and supporting us, and as well as donating products for our raffle. So really appreciate it. I guess if we get questions, we'll shoot them your way, but I'm going to turn it back over to Lou and Byron for tonight's featured speaker. So thanks, guys. See you, Kyle. See you, Les.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks much.
And I'll post them. Let me add Lou and Dawn because they were watching as well. Amazing presentation, by the way. I can't believe the footage that you had there. That's just incredible. How clear.
Most of those videos, I took videos right alongside Ted, and oftentimes Ted's videos were so much better than mine that he graciously allowed me to use some of the ones so that the audience could see the fish better than the ones I took. So I had some good ones, but Ted's far better. So anyway, thanks.
What were you using as far as cameras to go into water like that?
We used Olympus 5Gs, little waterproof Olympus cameras. They did an amazing job. I also had a GoPro in an underwater case that I used some. I used and Hernando just uses a Samsung cell phone to take pretty good videos. So,
were you snorkeling or scuba diving, or snorkeling or scuba diving? Yeah,
snorkeling on this trip. Okay. Didn't have access to tanks air tanks for any kind of scuba diving, nor were we deep enough down. In the Cano Verde, probably the deepest spot that I was in was around 15 feet, and Cano Negro less than that. And then most of the other areas were just cloudy enough it was difficult to film, kind of like Cano Mercedes.
So you take all your go ahead, Don. I was just gonna ask. So I was gonna say real quick, you take your own equipment with you. You don't like get it while you're down there.
Yeah, pretty much anything that we need, we take with us. Now, Ted has been working with Hernando Gill for a while, and so Ted has managed to takes and leaves some things down there. So we've got a big beach seine down there already. We've got some cast nets down there already. We've got a few of the Jonah's magic nets that we've left down there, and also some fishing tackle. So if we continue to go, to Colombia, we've got stuff. If we decide next year we want to go back to Brazil or Peru or Ecuador or wherever, then we'll have to take anything we'd want to use.
So little known fact about Jeff Cardwell, he's an avid golfer. So I guess my non-fish question for you is, did you take your clubs and did you play in Colombia?
I did not, and I could have rented clubs down there. There are a couple of nice country clubs around Bogota, I did not have time to do that. So we got there and we kind of just took off to the wild and back. And then by the time we came back, I had to do stuff with the fish. So we went home. I'd love to take a trip down there that maybe someday is not entirely a fish trip. Ted's talked about doing birds, and Vinny Cuddy likes to do plants. So if I could talk them into, they could talk me into doing those things, then I could have some time to play golf down there too. So
don't let Chris Biggs hear that you're potentially interested in birds.
Yeah.
Don't let him hear the end of it.
Yeah. So 20% of all the birds in the world are found in Colombia. So a pretty good place to go birding. Yeah,
Marilyn, me, Gertrude Konings, and Odd Konings were down there early in the year. It was fabulous.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I saw stuff I never would have dreamed I would have seen.
Yep.
So I actually bought a nice pair of binoculars to take on that trip. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Someone asked a question. Do you swim with long pants for protection?
Yes, and long pants, and you'll never ever see me barefoot down there either. Too many spines and thorns and sticky things, and then walking even just to get to the water side. Sometimes you're walking through sawgrass, and it's just a good idea if you don't want your legs all chewed up and then gives you some protection from the sun and biting insects if they happen to be in an area where they have them. So absolutely wear long pants all the time.
The other question a Facebook user asked is, there are companies that you can contract with to set up a fish collecting trips?
Yeah, Hernando Gill does that in Colombia. I've actually got friends kind of all over South America that do those sort of trips. If whoever wants to reach out to me, I'm on Facebook too, just Jeff Cardwell. Reach out to me and I can hook you up, or every once in a while we'll have some room on one of our trips to take somebody along as well, somebody new to go on the trip with us. So
what would it cost for someone to jump in with you?
Oh, it varies by how much in-country airfare there is, but the budget for this trip was about $2,800.
Okay.
Kind of like going to Disney World. It's not horribly expensive. It's not completely cheap, but it's not bad. I've been down on trips where I was on a boat most of the time for under $2,000, including the airfare to South America, which is $500 to $800 oftentimes. So,
I assume eating down there is pretty cheap.
Yeah, food's cheap, beer's cheap, and the food actually is pretty good. I usually figure I'm going to gain a kilo when I go down there. I used to think I'd lose weight, but now I gain. So, and inexpensive beer, good drinks, friendly people. I think in all the years I've been going down there, and I started going in 1988, and I've been every year since then. I think I felt threatened in South America exactly one time. And that was in Brazil, in a little village on the Tapajos River. So,
another question here is, how do you get the fish back?
So you used to put them in your suitcase and bring them back, and now you can't do that. You take a Coleman cooler and you give away everything in the cooler, and you bring back bags of fish in it. But now you have to work through the exporters and then importers in the U.S. It's become a more complicated process, as Ted can readily attribute to. But we have Hernando's a licensed exporter. Humberto Rey is also down there as a licensed exporter, and friendly with both great guys. And so they prepare the paperwork, do the shipping. They're received in the United States with an import permit, and then sent on along to the various places that, if 4 or 5 people got boxes of fish, then we'll meet them at the fish at the airport and forward them on to the people. So it's a lot more of a process than it used to be, and far more expensive than it used to be, other than just to pay for an extra suitcase. But
yeah,
if you want to catch something that you're not likely to see in a pet shop someplace, then this is the way to do it. And it's great. I've made friends all over the world. I'm looking forward to Hawkins' presentation on Sunday, and I think I'll have a new friend in Norway. So it's
right.
It's a great hobby.
That's amazing. That's what makes the OCA so special, how it connects people who love collecting fish from all over the place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So anyway.
Great job. Great job, Jeff. Fantastic presentation, and glad you could be here.
Well, I wouldn't have missed it. I've been to a lot of extravaganzas over the years, and I've enjoyed each and every one of them. So this is an opportunity for us to get together and share some time, even with the pandemic going on. So yeah, it's great.
Cool. I see we got a question there that says, "What time does the hospitality suite open?" It opened at 7. We've got a couple of 6-packs here.
I can tell you, I'm gonna visit the Cardwell hospitality suite as soon as we hang up.
I'll tell you what, having between YouTube and Facebook mainly, there's a couple people on YouTube. We have 111 people watching this, and I'll tell you what, that makes me feel kind of like we're at the OCA. At the Extravaganza, just
great.
Knowing that many people are with us and are tuning in, and I think that says a lot about how special the OCA is and how much people miss the Extravaganza right now, that they're willing to be virtually with everyone in community, and just seeing all the comments come in and how many people are saying how amazing this is. So thanks a lot, Jeff. This has been pretty incredible.
Byron, I wanted to make a comment too. There's one of our cichlid friends from Facebook. He's always weighing in on all kinds of different subjects. A lover of South American cichlids, Kunal Sharma from southeastern India. I believe, I haven't checked the roster, but he planned to join for the weekend, so I imagine he's on. So shout out to Kunal, and just to show you how big this cichlid hobby is, international for sure, not just U.S. and Europe, it's also as far as India. So really cool.
Cool. All right. Well, I think we're going on to the next thing. We got a couple vendors we're going to highlight, and then we'll do some giveaways. So Don Liu, I think Wet Spot is up first. And I see they're showing some streaming video right now, and I'll put them into the live stream, and you guys can take it away. Thanks again, Jeff. Really appreciate it.
Okay.
See you, man.
See you.
All right, here we go. There's Wet Spot.
Cameron, how you doing, man?
Hello, doing great, guys. Glad to be joining you tonight.
So thanks for checking your email often. It was good to be able to connect with you and say, hey, we might be ahead of schedule. So thanks for your flexibility, and thanks for the awesome support of Steve Lundblad, Marcy Rivera, yourself, and everybody else involved over at Wet Spot for joining us and supporting us. What do you want to tell us about the infamous Wet Spot out in Portland, Oregon?
Well, for starters, for everyone that may not know me, probably darn near everyone, I'm Cameron, the store manager here at the Wet Spot. I'm going to get all that out of the way because I want to talk about the fun part, which is why we're all here, the fish. So for those not familiar, we are Mammoth. I would not hesitate to say that we're probably the largest freshwater-only store. I'm going to go ahead and be bold and say we're the largest freshwater-only store on the West Coast. Especially, hopefully you can see as I gesture around the enormity. Wyatt, our camera guy here, is going to be the one following me around.
Hey, Wyatt.
I want to show off some of the cool things that we got and kind of show why I'm so proud to be where I am and where I work. Okay, well, enough to do about that. Let's show off some cool fish. So, we are in what we call A-Row, our largest tanks. These are all 125 gallons, fueled by Matin filters that we have set up for everything. Up here we have some black belt cichlids and some red devils. Got some nice rainbows down here. This is where a lot of the physically large fish in the store live, especially a lot of our rare cichlids. Like these Coptodon discolor that I am absolutely in love with, endemic to Lake Bosumtwi in Ghana. I keep Coptodon caudae at home, and I just love how active these guys are, and especially the smoky gray. I'm a catfish guy by trade, so the browner and less colorful it is in my book, the better. But we just got these in here in the store fairly recently, and I just love watching them, even if there's not too many in this big tank. We've also got a lot of our larger Malawis will live in this part of the store, as well as whichever Synodontis that I can adjust, get them in here. Like the Synodontis velifer back there. It's another fish that's native to Ghana, found throughout other parts of Africa. It's about 9 inches in length. True velifer are very, very rare. As someone who's been obsessing about catfish for what feels like a lifetime already, this is really the only time I've seen them available for sale. It's just such a neat fish, and shameless plug, these are on our unboxing video in terms of fish we just got in here at the store that just went live on YouTube. And then up here we also have some nice Aristochromis christii, the Malawi hawk. That guy's showing some nice blue. Got a Milana bicolor peacock in there. Hepatochromis borlei, looks like that one's from Namalenje. We have some nice Christmas fulus up here, as well as Dimidiochromis. Looks like Stragatus, unless that's a Kawingi. It is a Kawingi. I'm off. There's only 4 species. I whiffed on one of them. Very nice fish. We also have some more colorful Malawis that are very nice up here. A lot of our larger guaranteed male peacocks and haps. Xanachromis frieri, the electric blue. Nice Huseri. Another nice Milana bicolor. Trophiops red cheek, not a happer peacock, but a lovely fish nonetheless. We've got a couple other rarer guys lurking around here. Not a cichlid or catfish, which I know is kind of the specialty, but we have Bayelsa this year, Calypterus bashir, formerly Lapradii, because they nuked all of the subspecies in the genus. Lovely fish, haven't seen much of that location. We also have some nice Orthochromis storm's eye down there. I mean, there's a lot of nice rare cichlids. There's a Threcochromis demusii lurking around. And then there's more. There we go. Nice big ones of rare fish, and we got more of those coming up the pipeline. Yeah. Also have some really nice big macaws. Ipsophorus nicaragüense down there. A whole big group of them, as well as some really nice Huplarchus and Rotkyle or red shoulder severums. These are all going to be wild caught, as well as the red hook silver dollars that are also in there. I love having these guys as a dither because they really bring out the Huplarchus, especially given how shy they are. I've got a nice big one at home, and I swear I can't throw a dither in there that guy loves.
Hey, Cameron, I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's the question?
Your matin filters there, they look very close to the side glass wall. How far apart are they?
What was that? Sorry, I missed that last part.
The matin filters, how far away are they from the glass?
They're pretty snug in there. I try to make sure they're right up against the bottom, as you can see here, just to make the filtration a little bit more effective. But they're pretty snug all up against the sides of the aquarium and going right to the top where the trim is. Funny little thing about how established some of these have been. We have this really weird moss or something or other that a lot of our employees like to take home and propagate from them in between scrubbing, since of course
are there
rinse away all our beneficial bacteria.
Are there lift tubes that are air driven, or what drives the matin filters?
Yep, so it is going to be a lift tube. I know I'm disturbing a little bit of the bacteria, making it a little gross, but there's our lift tube back here.
Okay.
Yep, got that guy plugged in, and then we shaved away a little bit up in the top, what would be the right corner of this matin filter, and getting it good. And it's something that we always have to take into account, that whenever we open a lid or make sure that we're doing tank maintenance, that of course not only is it our air supply, but the whole filter as well. And that's something that is always a fun first lesson for some of our newer hires when we onboard them, is that guy needs to be blowing, or else there's not only no oxygen, but also not really any filtration going on outside of the other beneficial bacteria. There we go. Got some nice wild angels, as well as these absolutely ridiculous mother plant Amazon swords that we just got in with our nice fresh plant shipment. Got a bunch of nice stems in. And of course our wild discus, and behind me, I don't know if they've shown up quite yet, our tank raised discus. I love all the strains that we get in. I just can't beat the beauty, I don't think, for a lot of them. Like this tiger turquoise is one of my absolute favorites. Even under just the fluorescent light, that red just pops on that nice turquoise background. We give our discus a lot of bloodworms as their dietary staple. I do like to mix in the occasional bit of flake or mysis shrimp or live worms when we have them. It just keeps a good weight on them. I found that it just keeps them in tip-top shape and showing good color. What else we got that I want to show off? I'm cheating on the catfish. We have some really nice little Hasser Orestes, the blacktop mouse cats. I love these guys. Back when I was living in Indiana, I kept trying these, and the hard water always would smoke them, unfortunately, plus the bacterial infections they're prone to. But here in Portland, you can see they're just so healthy and so nice and active. And if I had any room in my catfish tank at home, I'd probably just take this whole school home. But I've got too much going on right now. That's another catfish tank for another day.
Very cool.
Oh, that's good. We also have some really nice Bashirs in right now. Not a ton of wild caught stock right now. We actually sold our large Endlicheri Bashir from Volta earlier today, but we have these really nice ornate Bashirs as well as the Endlicheri. Some really nice snow white as well as these yellow melons up here. Little tiny bit of black fringing, which I think makes the orange all that much better. And then the snow whites, which are just that nice immaculate white. What else should we show off? Nice Victorian display, whole bunch of crazy guys in there, as well as our discus tank. Recent reboot, and our Tanganyikan display as well, where everybody's kind of growing in. We've got a couple of our smaller little fellas in here that are all going to grow up together over time, and these are all strains that we regularly carry that we pluck from to get this up and going.
So, Cameron, you also do Tanganyikans and Plecos and all that, right?
Yeah, of course. Let's walk over to the tanks. I got to show those off. We got a bunch of nice ones in. So Tanganyikan wise, we stroll past some of the oddballs like the dolphin cats or the exodons. We do try to have a pretty wide variety of Tanganyikans in stock all the time. Just gonna kind of rapid fire it at it. We have a lot of kind of Brichardi types, like the Splendens. I think they've also been called Longola, but the sunflowers. Nice Lepidia lamprologus in there, a couple Calvis. These are the gold face. Several types of Frontosa, Lamprologus similis, Gold ocellatus. I mean, shell dwellers are really, really popular as of late. So, of course, those guys, those Gold ocellatus, we just got in 8 of, and I wouldn't be surprised if they fly out the door by sometime late next week. As well as like these Tropheus de Boise, Maswa. Some really nice orange flame Tropheus that are just starting to get some of that color change. Like that guy's awesome. That guy, beautiful fish. Really like Tropheus. And that's one that I've actually never bitten the bullet on. Have my own Tanganyikan tank, but none of those in there yet. Also have lots of Cyprichromis. These guys, the Chitudas, are one of my favorites. Just absolutely stunning blue to those guys. Yeah, another one that I haven't pulled the trigger, but I've seen so many nice customer displays where someone will take home like a dozen of these, and as they grow into a larger tank, just absolutely stunning, nice upper mid-water swimmers. Love Cyprichromis. Just wish I had room for them in my own tank. Who else we got? Somehow I managed to skip over a bunch of our Julies. We should have, who do we got in there? We got Dick Feldies, which are probably my personal favorite. Marlieri, oh boy, do we have Marlieri, some of which were locally raised. Mark Smith Eye from Kapili, we just got in.
Smith Eye?
Mark Smith Eye is right up here. Okay. Lovely fish, beautiful color. A lot of them are up against that back wall. I appear to have wigged them out. They're not showing that yellow. Another one of my favorite tangs we have, the Marongensis, these blue fins, just so pretty in that nice light blue. there we go. There's the Bembas. As well as another one of my favorite tangs, and one I actually do keep at home, is the Neolamp Brevis from Ecola, the Sunspot Brevis, like that bigger guy back there. And there's those little Bembas. And I would be remiss if we didn't. Let's show off some Plecos. John asked us so nicely. All right, and over we go to H-Row. So again, for the uninitiated, if you have never made it out to Portland, no harm, no foul there. But that was our newer side of the store, newer expansion that we added on to after a while. I believe it was after the first 8 years of the store. This is the older side, the pre-existing one, and this is where the vast majority of our community fish will live, including a lot of our nice, rarer, wild type or some tank-raised plecos. And they should all be tank-wise pretty full to bursting. Some of these down here are awesome, and Citrus Claro is a wonderful little algae eater, maximum size of about 3.5 inches. Very pretty. Also have some flounder plecos, L52 in there. Looking for big boy. We've got a couple really nice large plecos in. Further down. Oh, there we go. So this one is one of, I would say it's probably my favorite pleco we have in stock. This orange cheek pinecone pleco, L95, Pseudorenalepis SP. It's not, again, a barbus. I believe this guy will occur in Brazil and Guyana. Very gentle giant, absolutely beautiful red when they swim, which is a little rare. Mine do like to swim very, very slowly, and some of these have become staff favorites because when you're doing tank maintenance, you can pet them if you train them well enough. Gets big, about 14, 15 inches, but absolutely awesome, awesome pleco, and not super wasteful. We also have another one of my favorites in here who's probably not going to leave his log, but there's a Titanic right in there. Another one of our really rare kind of top dollar, like almost a status symbol without any negative connotation plecos. Just a beautiful fish. There he is. Normally we'll get these in pretty small numbers, maybe 1 or 2 at a time. So when they go, they're gone for a while. Ditto for that guy, although our new lower shipping prices, we actually switched to flat rate after many years. I think it's $30 flat rate, no matter what you get, no matter how big, no matter how small in Oregon and Washington, and then everyone else is 40, even if you get an absolutely mammoth amount of fish. That's nice. It's a nice way for us to stay competitive in that regard, because I know a lot of people are really getting some crazy deals on shipping. We've got another one of my favorites, the gold leopard pleco, Leporacanthus heterodon. Another absolutely beautiful one. Doesn't do jack for algae, just like I like it. I really like fish that aren't going to help me out or show a ton of color all the time, but just sort of hone in on what I'm a fan of. Like that guy right down there is pulling around, and the later time is really helping us because that means some of these guys are actually going to be out and about within the tanks. I also got to show off the blue eye. Yes, we have a blue eye pleco. Yes, he is amazing. Yes, he is beautiful.
Wow.
That's such a nice fish. Panicae cochleodon. I love that fish. I had one that was much bigger than that. Mild downside, yes, they poop a lot. Yes, they sure love to have some wood, but that's a really, really sturdy fish. Maybe not my proudest fish keeping moment, but once trying to take a photo and measure the guy, I dropped it on the floor. Totally fine. Just had to rinse him off a little bit, get him good to go, and that guy just kept on chugging along.
Oh, there he
love,
is.
love that fish. A lot of personality too. Plus, they always come out. We also have, I'm going to sound like a broken record because these are another one of my favorites, but we have like the orange seams back here. Great pleco, gets about 5 inches. L81 new, the new small fine spot gold nugget pleco. That guy who's got like a whiter orange, like yellowy seam off to him right there. Nice fine little spots. That's a new kind of otter one that we haven't had in stock until now. We also just got, these are a brand spanking new arrival. Some really nice hyphen green phantoms. Variant citrus demantoides, if you believe that they're in variant citrus. That guy over there, as well as the sailfin vampires, L240 back there. There should be a
Did you-
royal lurking around in here somewhere.
Cameron, did
Yeah.
you show the blue phantom? I think we've got a lot of blue phantom plecos in our rare fish raffle donated by you guys. So if you can show some of those off, that would be awesome. It would tantalize our viewers.
They're still here in the store because sometimes they sell out in the wink of an eye, and oh boy, did we go through plecos today. Real going to be egg on my face, but I guess that's just a sign that we've been nice and pleasantly busy if they're not here. And of course, this begs the question, well, how are they in the auction as well if they're not here? Well, that's where the offsite facility comes in, where we can store way more than we have in here.
Well, I don't want to put you on a wild goose chase in a ginormous store like that.
Oh, come on, Blue Phantom. Are we here? Did we get cleared out? The stunning upset. Looks like we must have sold through those guys today. Wow. It's a good day for Blue. This is where we, of course, had our rare plecos, but this is the more community friendly. This is kind of the prime real estate here in the store, where some of the really popular items like Rummy Nose Tetras, or Norman Achilles, or German Blue Rams, or Celebes Rainbows, or Lyre-tail Mollies will live. These mollies actually just came in today. Maybe a bit more ordinary fish, but the orange is really nice on these guys. Nice falcate lyre-tail. Well, maybe not falcate truly, but nice lyre-tail. Don, what else are we interested in seeing? What kind of questions we got? Because if you don't have a suggestion, then I'd like to maybe focus in on some Central American cichlids.
Yeah, why don't you go to Centrals? We got Central American aficionados, South, and you covered some of those, and West Africans even. You know, we got full spectrum of cichlid lovers here.
Gotcha. Well, let's run the gamut then. West African, we'll just kind of have to poke in and out of, but we'll start off with South and Central. Sorry if I'm moving a little too fast. This is going to be back on the less community side of the store, but of course that always comes with a caveat. I do really like Central American cichlids, especially some of the rare fellows. Like down here we have some really nice Amphilophus lion's eye. First time that I've really gotten to see these kind of in the flesh as opposed to, you know, on a Facebook video or a photo in a book. Really like those guys. And it's smaller Centrals and South Americans, and some West Africans will live here. Some Malagasy cichlids will live here, like when we have Paratilapia. They'll be all in this row. Like smaller wild silver angels or Pellegrini geophagus will be here, as well as something like Myrnae. Love Ametlania Myrnae. Have some really nice blue Acaras in here as well. Oh, who else we got? Some really nice Cyclosoma.
Excuse me, there was an epistogramma.
Yes.
In the list. Was it
Pandora?
Pandora, right.
Sounds like we lost audio. Hey, Cameron, I don't know if you hear us, but it sounds like we lost your audio.
Yeah, well, I asked a question and broke everything.
You did. Anything we can do, Byron, at our end, or is it at their end?
It's at their end. So
Okay.
Something happened with their audio, and I don't think he has. I mean, we can watch him. It's pretty cool to see, but I don't think he realizes we don't hear him. Hello. But definitely an amazing store. The amount of comments of people commenting about how much they love Wet Spot, and ordering from them has been pretty phenomenal. Seeing all that flood in, and then people even just even in our private chat, some of the guys are saying how they're the biggest competitor, but they even love Wet Spot. So that's pretty cool to see that, knowing that. Too bad it's too far away for me to go see it. Oregon's a little bit of a drive, but otherwise I would have loved to go there and see everything that they have. I mean, that'd be a dream to have a pet store, fish store like that nearby.
Well, Jeff Natterer used to live out that way. One of the guys on our, small group here committee. He basically, that must be the Panduro there, Lou.
Yep.
Yeah, I sent Cameron text, but I don't think we might be on his phone for all I know.
Probably are. That's probably what he's using to go around, and probably something got bumped and he just didn't realize it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean,
well, just finishing that thought, Jeff just sings the praises of how cool the behind the scenes tour is at Wet Spot. Just an amazing place, like we're seeing.
So, well,
those Panduro are in the rare fish raffle. So I don't know about those, but Panduro are in our rare fish raffle. Bid, well, not bid, but buy your tickets profusely. You might win them.
No kidding. What better way to? I think I hear him. He's back.
Oh, are we back? Okay.
Hey,
yeah, you're back.
Nice.
We lost you. Your audio.
Well, back she goes.
Well, maybe we want to hang on to that. Who knows?
In a pocket.
Interesting connectivity in this very well integrated store.
Well, the downside of a giant store is sometimes if you get a little far from the Wi-Fi, it means that occasionally something dips out. Hopefully that was enough of our. These are the wild Panduros.
Those are awesome.
These are one of my favorite Apistos. I really like how the females look, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Compared to some of the males. These are, I think, the second Apistogramma species I ever owned after some Cockatoides. Just really pretty. Really pretty Apisto. Love the powder blue, love the orange. Just like everything about them. And they'll be one of many Apistos that we will sell as pairs here in this kind of middle row, lurking amongst the tetras like these guys. We're using tank-raised cardinal tetras as dithers.
So we also have some Mascajeros Reagani that I believe are in our rare fish raffle in your Central American area.
Yep. Let's take a look at Reagani. Should know where those are. For a long day, sometimes just get a little whirled around in terms of what you got.
I don't hear anything.
Where it went.
Now that they get everything.
Oh, yeah, get too far from the...
There's some Reagani. Absolutely stunning fish. One really exciting part of the job, I would say, is in this row, in particular, what we call E row, where a lot of our South and Central Americans that are smaller will live, is explaining to people and showing photos of exactly how beautiful some of these fish will end up. Because, I mean, you can see on this guy a little...
colored cichlid when they get larger.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Stunning.
From Mexico.
Oh, who else we got? Who else do I want to show off?
You have some Tanganyika featherfins, right?
I hear you, Byron.
Tanganyika and which fish, sorry?
Featherfins?
We should have a couple left. I believe there might be some ophthalmo tilapia bull-ups, or more comedically and more incorrectly, hoops, kicking around. This is where I'm going to probably show at least a little bit of ignorance and say these Cyathopharynx foci, I believe, constitute as feather fins. If it's only ophthalmo tilapia, mea culpa. As I explained, I am a catfish guy thrust into the role of cichlid guy, because who boy do we have a lot of them, and who boy do I like trying to, explain properly the fish that we have here in stock. Here's some of these ophthalmo tilapia nasuda, the tigers. Get some really nice yellow and that striping going onto them as they age. Who else we got here? Oh, and then one little bow-up. Someone bought all his friends. Right here in the back. Oop, as I scare the poor fella. I guess that's probably a male based on the coloration I'm seeing, but still a little small to say definitively for sure yet. My understanding with these guys is that sometimes you'll be waiting for a long time, months to a year,
Yeah.
even if not more,
Potentially
before they
2
really
years.
start showing you anything.
Yeah.
Tanganyikans are one that until I actually moved out here and started working here, as well as Malawis, I kind of shunted off into these are boring category. So it's been very eye-opening and really enjoyable to learn and observe about all of these guys, especially right here in Malawi land, just learning to really appreciate the behaviors and the beauty of some of these guys. I'm a big fan of a lot of the kind of the oddball predator haps. Nice little array of peacocks. Just got a bunch of those guys in today.
So Cameron,
Yeah.
what percentage of the building? I mean, you have a big retail area out there. Do you have how much do you have tanks in a back area or a side area? Also, for for the mail order business. That's
Yep. So there are going to be extra holding tanks. We do also, even here on site, have some additional tanks that are more for medical wellness, of course, to make sure that if anyone's a little too beat up or unfortunately a fish has developed something, that way we can take them off the sales floor and make sure they're good to go right as rain. But yes, we do have our off-site facility where everything's going to be held in larger numbers. That is where a lot of our shipping will go out, where our online sales team will be.
okay. That's a different place entirely, huh? You said?
Correct.
Yeah.
You're
Okay,
in the
I
same
see.
building.
Okay.
I get to lord over at least my fun little domain. That's my favorite part, just looking at all the fish. Who else we got? Some Malawi's and some Sundables. Who else we got? Who all we got? Oh, there we go. Got a bunch of nice guys in here. Down in here, we have some nice Metriaclimatera Kiki, the Zebra Slims. Gonna have some obies on those, and then some of the males, which will be a really beautiful darker blue, that are all hiding behind rocks, doing us no favors. As well as one of my absolute favorite Malawis, Libidicromis chisomule. It's another kind of ugly duckling, gets beautiful powder blue and black stripes like that guy right there poking out of the rocks. Pretty gentle fish. Really like Libidicromis. I'm a big fan of more laid-back Malawis or more peaceful guys that are beaten up easily, like my predator haps, like Lichnicromis or... Oh, there we go. Some nice Kylo tilapia. The Malawi bream. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Nice big rounded head. Got some good size, but pretty peaceable from what I've found. I've got some really nice colored up guys right here that are just going to keep going and going. And this is, I guess I'll point out that unlike every single part of the store, I've referenced it a couple times, kind of an alphabetical numerical system of designating where our rows are, make it a little easier for us. This row that I'm gesticulating wildly at, D row, is where all of our small Malawi cichlids are going to live. It's a destination. If you're wanting small Malawis, and this is the place to be, and this is going to be 28, 30-gallon tanks, just as you can see, pretty much filled to the brim with juvenile Malawis that we sell and tend to. The store that I actually worked at before I came out here, our Malawi selection was a bit smaller, though still a nice dedicated part of the store. So it's been, like I mentioned, really eye-opening to just see how pretty some of these guys are. Like Blue Lip Williams eye, or like a bit more common, but still a great fish. Ceodocara morii, the blue dolphin, or even Placidicromis johnstonii. Never seen that fish before this. There we go. Oh, and there's my favorites. Lima shovelnose, the fish that is on my business card, the fish I own a dozen of, my absolute favorite fish in the store, favorite fish of all time, and then their buddies, the Monoceros. Nice just eat-em-uppers from South America.
Those are cool. Hey, Cameron.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a bit about the special wet spots running during the weekend?
Well, during the weekend, we do have something going on for all the audience members where, if I'm remembering rightly, forgive me if I'm not, Don, there's going to be a code sent out to the members that will run for a while promotionally. That is with our online sales.
Right.
It's going to be a percentage discount to kind of top off and show everyone our appreciation, to even nicely dovetail on top of, again, gonna plug it again, our flat rate shipping, brand spanking new, just to make everything a little cheaper going around.
That is nice.
Yeah, we're excited. We've run this, I believe, several times in the past. I've never actually been to an OCA, despite being from the Midwest. Forgive me. But just something to kind of give back and also show our appreciation for the community, as well as build a sense of togetherness. It's always really nice. I actually kind of got recruited to work here at Catfish Cataclysm, as well as the Aquatic Experience.
Oh, cool.
And it's always really, really nice at a convention to just meet up with like-minded people that, no matter how different we may feel about anything else, really care about fish. I just love being a part of the hobby, and I'm really glad to be a part of this and joining everyone for this live stream. That's should be, I don't know if the email has been sent, but that should be showing up in inboxes, if my understanding is correct, and running for, I believe, at least the next week, if not maybe a little longer due to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we'll be running your banner and also the banner with the promo code and all that is in the show program for everyone to check out. So be sure to do that. Take advantage of the awesome special that Steve Lundblad, the proprietor, Marcy Rivera, Cameron, and everybody at Wet Spots affording us. You know, it's the old thing about making the best out of what you can out of the hand you're dealt here with this whole COVID and not being able to get together live. We got a rare opportunity to involve great businesses like Wet Spot and you guys. So I mean, it's just really cool. So, any other questions from anybody?
How many tanks? There's a question that came in. How many tanks?
How many tanks? Oh man, this is gonna be another egg on my face because I'm the store manager. But including our displays, I believe that we have at least 250, 280, somewhere around there. We have multiple rows of 60 tanks individually, 15 gallons, and then our 28 right here, 32 right there. So now there's another 60 on top of that. Should be right around, all told, I'm thinking about 280 tanks. And of course, that always grows and evolves. We do actually craft a lot of our displays for sale to the Portland and kind of area locals, or anyone that stops in, where we have some of our aquascapers and plant specialists go through and build something nice where it's kind of the peace of mind you can put it together. And that means that sometimes we have quite a bit more tanks on top of that, just depending on what we go with.
Well, cool. I guess we got to move on to our next guy here. You guys did phenomenally well. We really appreciate it. We'll see about running the awesome video that you guys sent in on our YouTube channel, and we'll figure that out after the event. But thanks for improvising live. You guys got some amazing fish. So, I hope to take advantage of that awesome flat rate shipping myself. So
good.
Well, you thank everybody at Wet Spot, Steve, Marcy, and you guys are awesome. So thank you much, Cameron, and more to follow.
Of course. Thank you as always for having us. Thank you to Wyatt, my ever steady camera guy, tech guy, and happy fish keeping, everyone.
Oh, and Wyatt, again, you did a great job on that video that we'll be making available. So thank you kindly, Wyatt.
Hey, right on. Make sure you turn it up. Turn the volume up, because it's a... Thank you.
Will do.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Up next is Imperial Tropics, and that is, who are we looking for there, Don, with Imperial Tropics?
Dr.
All right. I think we have him right here.
Wow.
That's him.
Hey.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good.
Hi,
Long
Mike.
time no talk to.
Hey. How's everyone doing tonight?
We're great.
Doing well.
How was the drive to Miami and back?
Oh, it was an adventure. It was an adventure. Yeah, we left early this morning and actually left at like 5 a.m. this morning and went peacock bass fishing with my 2 boys and a friend of mine and his son. So not only was it a work trip, I actually killed a mosquito right there on my forehead. Geez. Y'all see that? That's what Florida's brutal. Not only the heat, I'm down here sweating. So we made a full trip out of it. It was a lot of fun. We caught probably 30 peacock bass down in Miami. The fish, I had some fish brought in. They didn't get in till like, I think it was 5:30 by the time the fish actually got cleared by Fish and Wildlife. So basically, as soon as I got them loaded in the van, I hauled butt up here, trying to make it back in time to put the fish in the tanks before we started this. But we got a few of them. We're at least starting to unpack, but that's the life in the fish world is it doesn't matter if it's 10 o'clock on a Friday night, we're still working. So.
Wow, and Jeff Cardwell has to go all the way to Colombia to get peacock bass.
I know. I try to get him to come down here and fish with me down here in Florida. Maybe on his next trip, I could get him to come down here and we'll go catch some.
So your shipment today was from Germany, right?
Correct. Yes.
Like what kind of stuff?
Lots of new Mabuna types, a lot of Malawis, like Alanacara species, haps, Mabunas. We did bring some Tanganyikans in. Mostly we were targeting fish that we can't get access to here in the U.S. So basically it was all 28 boxes of fish that we want to breed here at Imperial Tropicals that we just can't find in the U.S. And what's nice about the my friend in Germany, they actually have collecting stations in Lake Malawi and Lake Tanganyika. So they, you know, the stuff that they're sending us is actually F1s on a lot of the types. So super excited. I have no idea what they're going to look like because we're actually in the middle of unboxing them. Hopefully they made that long trip over the pond in good shape. So far they're looking good, but yeah, I mean, it's like a 36-hour transit time, so it's a pretty long flight.
So you're in your 10,000 square foot new building, right?
Yes, we finally moved into it. This has been a project that we've been working on for seems like many years.
Well, I'm going to tell you at least a year and a half because Marilyn and I were down there, and I think that's when it was just all a concrete slab.
Yes.
It's work in progress, and it looks awesome from what you showed me the other night. Why don't you tell us about it and show us?
Okay. Yeah. Well, so one problem that we've always had, you know, we're actually breeders here. You know, the family's been breeding fish since 1970. My parents, my grandparents bred fish, so it's a family tradition. But we've been, you know, in the hobby for many years, and I grew up around it. After I got out of the military, you know, I decided that, you know what, that was a pretty good gig back home. Life on the you know, fish hatchery and working with these new fish. And when I decided to do this for a living, I just I kind of went all out. You know, I was like, I need to learn everything that I possibly can about tropical fish, where they come from. So for the last, you know, it's been close to 20 years now, I've been doing this full time, and you know, it's been just an amazing journey. And this building has always been like a vision of mine because, you know, we were set up strictly for like breeding for the wholesale market for all those years. And the wholesale market is over the years, it's getting better, was strictly geared towards mainly just like chain store items. And we never liked that, you know, fit for us because we like breeding new fish. And so this building, you know, kind of opened up it's opening up more and more opportunities, just like this German shipment that they're opening behind me here. And, you know, now we brought in a shipment from Colombia a few weeks ago, and we're going to be pulling new stuff to breed out of that Colombia shipment. We're going to be bringing fish in from Brazil, Peru, all over the world. And because we are breeders, we're going to be able to have access to some really cool fish that are not typically found in the U.S. or at least bred, you know, by breeders for, you know, the scale that we do it. So, so I'm gonna flip this camera around. Hopefully, I don't lose you, so you guys aren't just staring at me, and I will walk you around the new building. Now, Don and I practiced this many, many times the other day. Right, so
yes, we did.
Let's see. Here we go.
All right, looks good.
All right, we were able to flip the camera around. So the phone I have, it has like multiple cameras on it. It gives you like 5 different options when you have to switch through the app. So, so yeah, I was glad that we did it on the first try here. So practice makes perfect.
You got
so, we got our office moved over here. I'll show you just around the building. Got a nice entry door right there. That's where I just brought the fish back. We're able to park our golf carts and everything in here that we use, you know, at our operation. And as you can see, you know, we started in the back of the room and we're working our way forward. Currently, I don't even know exactly how many tanks. I would say we have about 400 tanks up and running right now, and with the potential to have over 800 tanks. We went with the smallest tanks that we have are 40-gallon breeders, and that's the majority, but we also have a lot of 75-gallon tanks for bigger fish. But you can see all the little walkways here, the drains. These are where future rows are going to be. So as we grow, we already have an area to build the racks and to, you know, add more tanks. So it's still very much a work in progress. We have a lot of, looks like a construction zone around here, but that's because, you know, we're doing everything ourselves, and it's just taking time to get there. So, this was the last rack that we built, and this is the tanks waiting for the German shipment. But you can see we built these all out of wood, pressure treated wood. We got vinyl backgrounds on the tanks with our logo. I'm real happy, you know, real happy with the turnout. And, you know, the most important thing is the fish like it. It's been phenomenal to not only see the fish, you know, in a new tank with lights, because back in the day, we didn't get to see that because we were looking at them, you know, without lights. When you breed fish, it's not that important to have good lighting on the tank, as long as you could monitor, you know, the breeding going on and the health of the fish. But it's just a real, you know, proud moment for me personally to see the fish that we breed in these tanks and, you know, doing very, very well. So they're very happy with the you know, tank setup, the water quality. We did things quite a bit different than what most, you know, facilities that are similar to this, you know, as far as our water sources, you know, coming from an outdoor reservoir pond, and it's, you know, just working out really well. Guys, I just noticed that my phone, of all things, is at like 5%. All right. So
do you have to even heat your aquariums?
So we are heating the building itself. Okay. So hey, if I get cut off, hey, I really enjoyed the talk tonight. So, but we are heating the air. So there's too many tanks to heat individually.
Yeah.
So we're actually heating the air. We're in Florida, so you know the cold is not much of an issue. So we're actually heating the air. And it's, you know, quite efficient, you know, way of heating. We use the mat and filters and all the tanks. Stefan Tanner, you know, he's just been a huge help to, you know, teach us the best ways to get our water just right, and with the filtration system
of Swiss Tropicals, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm gonna walk over here and grab my charger, and I'm gonna plug this in, and I'm gonna sit down here and we could chit chat before my phone.
Okay.
So
how long have you been coming up to the OCA show?
So the OCA for us, we had heard about it for many, many years. That, man, this is just, if you're going to go to a show, this is the one to check out. These guys are just nuts, all right? And sure enough, my first year up, I found out that, you know, everything I heard was true. And not only are they nuts, but they're really good fish keepers, really great people. And we were just hooked pretty much from that point on. So, you know, but I would say it's been 7 years done.
Yeah.
That we've been coming up. So, and it's going to get a little shaky, guys, when I take it out of the stabilizer. So bear with me.
Sure. Now, I remember you setting up many times a pet shop in the vendor room, right?
Yeah. So, you know, we decided, because I had attended shows in the past, and we decided that, you know what, we're going to build our own racks, and we're going to put these fish, you know, in tanks and have them on display for everybody to see. And I'm going to flip this camera back around here in just a minute.
Sure.
And it's going to get a little crazy. The phone is charging, so thank goodness it did not cut off.
Now, did you drive the whole way to Cleveland, or did you fly?
We always flew. You know, if it was a drive up, it would actually be, man, it would be a long haul. With not only with the fish, but with the tanks. And, you know, we always flew up. We would, you know, contact, you know, somebody locally to get the tanks for us. And then we'd actually build the stands on site. So it's a lot of work. Anybody that's been up there that's, you know, not only seen it, but we've had a lot of the people up there help us build them. It's been, it's a lot of work. Usually we're up till midnight, you know, building them. And
so when you fly up, you just flying with yourselves and the fish, basically.
Yes, correct. And we ship up some supply boxes, you know, that have our, you know, bags and whatever, you know, accessories that we would need while we're there. We just fly those up with the fish, and fly the fish up at the same time. And, you know, we were that first year at the OCA, and I have a picture done from that first year, and it brings back a lot of memories, because I can't tell you how nervous I was, like flying all these fish up, flying them all up. I'm like, are they going to be okay? You know.
I think I remember your first one. You were selling out of your room, weren't you?
No, actually, that might have been at the ACA in Cincinnati. But the first OCA that I had went to, actually set up in the vendor room. And I remember Mark, Bigfoot Mark. Oh, he gave us a hard time that night. 'Cause I'm like, man, I got these fish coming in. I was like, I got to have access to this room. I know it's midnight, but hey, you know.
We shut down at 11.
But he was great.
He's online this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Say hello to him.
All right. Hello, Mark. We miss you, man. Jonathan's doing a great job too. So, you know, you know, but we just, I was so nervous that first, you know, trip off, because I'm like, what, you know, what if like Saturday or Friday night when everybody starts showing up, you know, these fish don't handle the ride. But you know what? There's, you know, not one time that we ever had a show that we attended that the fish didn't just do great. And, you know, I think
that the fish that you have brought up, like your dragon blood peacocks and some of the other fish, are so colorful. How do you manage, or how are you able to get that kind of coloration in your fish?
Well, good food, good diet, starting with good strains. You know, we have about 300 different types of fish that we breed here, and all different types. And, you know, I think one big advantage that we have is actually being in Florida, to where we have so much good weather, tropical weather, sunlight, good diet.
Oh, we lost him. Well,
He'll be back on. Give him
yeah,
a
we're actually, yeah.
Hey, I got one idea while we're waiting to bring Mike back on.
Okay.
How about having JJ tell us about the some of the vendors that are featured vendors?
There we go. He's right here.
How we doing, everybody?
JJ.
Yeah. So, how you guys did? You guys did great tonight. Did really awesome. So, one of the things I want to say is the common theme. You know, OCA is a local club, but very deep reach. I mean, we have Byron out of state, me out of state. You know, we had Mike Drydy, Imperial Tropicals down in Florida, Wet Spot on the West Coast, and that goes all the way through with our featured vendors. So I'm going to go through them alphabetically and then talk about some of the promos that they're running. So we have Aquatics, which for those of you know, George has been a long time OCA member. One of those crazy son of a guns that was selling out of his room for many years. He's got a top-notch facility that I've actually been to. Awesome guy, good friend. We also have Joe Gara from Aqua Research Center out in Tampa Bay area. He invented the rocket filter. He speaks all over clubs all over the U.S. Gives seminars in regards to like water clarity. And I actually dabbled a little bit recently in some angels, and he shipped some to me, and it was impeccable shipping. We also have Bean Aquatics, my man Andre Fritz. Not only is he a nasty barber, but he is one hell of a fish keeper. He sells a lot of Malawi and Tanganyikans. Great guy, phenomenal person to bring on board, and he's a first time sponsor here. A lot of these guys are first time sponsors. Long time sponsor and good friend of Lou. We got Blue Seas Tropicals. We have on the West Coast, all the way from Burbank, California, Calvin Cichlids. He's one of my secret weapons. Some of the rare tangs that I have. I got a particular group that not very many people in the U.S. have, and I acquire them through trade through my man Calvin. We have a former board member and beloved cichlid hero. We have Josh, aka Big Daddy Cunningham. So I don't need to go into that. Everybody knows who Josh is and what he is to the hobby. And welcome. I'm glad that he decided to hop on board as one of our featured vendors. Along with that, another newcomer, Joe Yodice of Florida Aquatics and more. He specializes in really good Malawi. And look, Joe's he's a hard worker. He cares a lot about what he's doing, and he's making a name for himself. So I'm really glad that he decided to hop on and sponsor, be one of our preferred featured vendors. Also, Gold Coast Aquatics. They've been around, sponsor of the OCA for many years. A lot of great cichlids here in New York, not near me, but semi-close. And KJE Aquatics. My buddy Keith Kenilowski, 90+% of my plants come from him. Keith has a lot of fish room essentials, a lot of good hard goods, a lot of great hard goods. North Fin, Dr. B's. He's got great selection of food, but he also he donated to the rare fish raffle here for rare fish raffle for us. He has some rare, like what are the weed pickers is what they're called. And I'm wearing this shirt for my homeboy. Okay. Last time I was in Ohio, I got jammed up, and I felt really bad that I didn't get to go see my buddy Dave Hale. So we have something fishy. We got the fish place, my local LFS, Jake Mang. If anybody comes out to Buffalo, New York area, come check him out. And then last but not least, another West Coast sponsor here. We have Vegas Valley Cichlids, specialize again in Malawi. Fred's a really great guy. He has a phenomenal YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys have ever checked that out. His fish room is all set up on Alexa. It's pretty insane. And with me having a tech background, I respect that. And I'll run down real quick the discount promos, which actually you could see them on the banners there. Yeah. But they range from 10% off to up to 18 to 20% off just by being a member of the OCA. And Mike,
hey, JJ, there's a couple more that weren't mentioned. We'll be right back to Mike Drawdy in a second here.
oh yeah, Fatfish.
Fatfish Aquatics, Larry Secor, one of our local guys here in Akron, Ohio, that is a sponsor. And we have Eric and Regina Bodrock, All Oddball Aquatics or Oddball Aquatics, and down in Pittsburgh, that's a sponsor. And Odd Konings is the speaker and sponsor. He's running 40% off on all books this weekend. So we've got a banner around somewhere for him.
I'll be all up tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have it tomorrow. But Odd Konings is Cichlid Press is running a special on. There may be, or RMS Aquaculture, your aquatic superstore, and so much more over there in Middleburg Heights, Ohio, is a long-term supporter of the OCA. And any that I forgot to mention or JJ forgot, we'll mention tomorrow. So, Dr. Drawdy, keep talking, man.
I'm back. Hey, and I've got a new phone. My wife let me borrow her phone, so I was able to quickly reconnect. So yeah, thank you again for having me on. And I love the OCA. That's the show that we look forward to every year. Sad that we can't be there in person this year. Last year, I think I flew up actually just for the day to see everybody. But I think hopefully next year everything is better for people to travel, and I hope that we could do it in person next year, and do also this digital aspect of it that I think will be a great addition for the future. So
that increases options, that's for sure.
Yeah, Mike, I wanted to say something real quick. Your operation is highly impressive. I'm a big Tanganyikan guy, so you see these guys in Germany, posting these big fish warehouses, and you know what? It makes me happy to see what you're doing. Third generation, building something that your grandparents started, building upon it, and then going all out, and that's awesome. I love seeing what you're doing. I have family out in Florida, so I will come out and visit you and maybe help you build some racks. I got a brother-in-law who runs a big electrician company out there, so maybe we'll pull some strings and get you going.
Hey, that'd be great. And I appreciate the kind words, because we really work hard at it, and we take pride in what we do. When we breed fish, we're doing it because we really truly love what we do. We feel like we're just so fortunate to be able to do this, because it's a dream job. It really is, to be able to work with all these just amazing species of fish, and we want to do it right. We don't want to take shortcuts. We want to get fish that we know where they came from, and also that we can educate our people that buy them from us where they come from, and what environments they do best in, what diets they need, what threats they're facing in their home environments, because a lot of fish are at risk with world development. So and that's another thing, is I love to travel. I've been fortunate enough to travel and go catch some of these fish in the wild. So yeah, thank you for your kind words. And we work very hard at it, and our reputation is good, because we always make it right, and we're always, I think people see that we work really hard to do it right.
Hey, Mike, why don't you tell us about the special you're running this weekend?
Yes, so during the OCA, members could go on the website and purchase fish from the website and get a 20% off discount from the website. And a lot of people that follow us, we don't do a lot of discounts, except for like Black Friday seems to be like a big one that we do. And I talked to the guys. I was like, look, I want to do something special for the OCA, to show them our appreciation. So we're doing 20% off everything that we sell on the website. The promo code is OCA 2020. and you could use that code to purchase from the website. Use it when you check out. People have any questions, email us. Even if it's on Monday and you're like, hey, I didn't get time, we're going to honor it and make sure that you're able to use that. And we got all the new Colombian fish in. We got just lots of nice fish in right now. And we were real fortunate with the pandemic that we've been in, that we were actually breeders, because most people out there buy and resell fish. A few of them also breed, but because we were able to breed our own fish, we didn't have the same shortages that a lot of other people did that were dependent on bringing in imports, especially the Asian imports, because that's where a lot of the fish come from. So right now, we have a wide selection of fish available, and the website's easy, friendly to use, and we're real responsive with emails. We try to stay on top of emails as they come in. Saturday, Sunday, we're off, so Monday we'll get right on those emails and make sure everybody's that has any questions, they get answered.
So Mike, you also you're a 7-year supporter at least of the OCA, and you this year again helped us out with a donation of some lots of fish for our rare fish raffle that the winners, the lucky winners, hopefully me, on one of them or two of them or three of them, that will be drawn on or pulled on Sunday. But anything you want to say about any of those rare fish?
Yeah. So, one of the types is the Gymnogeophagus rhabdotus, and those were, from Uruguay, collected by Spencer Jack, who went on a collection trip many times with our good friend Felipe Cantera. And Felipe was a dear friend of mine, and I know he was a dear friend of many at the OCA. The hobby dearly misses Felipe. I mean, he was just one of the most amazing people that I've known in my lifetime, and a big influence on me. So it's special. We have a lot of Felipe's fish around our facility, and some of them are really good. People snap them up, and they love keeping those types of Uruguay fish. Some of them are just brown fish, and they're not that colorful. And my guys are like, man, this one doesn't really. I'm like, no, those are Felipe's fish. We're keeping them. So
that's awesome.
But there's so many amazing fish that we got from him. A lot of the gymnos that we've got, that come from Uruguay, they're just amazing fish. So one of the types that we put up were the Gymnogeophagus rhabdotus that Spencer Jack gave us. And Spencer Jack's, I got to give him credit, because I've known Spencer many, many years, and Spencer actually on that particular trip planned to come through Miami before he went back to Canada, rented a car, drove the fish up to me, all right, dropped them off, stayed the night, all right, drove back to Miami and flew back to Winnipeg. And he never said, hey, I'm gonna sell you these fish, that I collected. And he gave them to me. He said, man, just breed them. That's all I ask you to do. Breed them. And when you breed them, send me some of them. I said, all right. So he's been great for the hobby, because it's been, very seldom that, people would go to Uruguay. They would try to sell the fish for, such a high price that they would go to private collectors that weren't in a position to get them, really out to the hobby. So Spencer, should get credit for a lot of these fish reaching the hobby because of the way he looks at things. I think it's a great thing.
Cool.
That's one of them. The other type is we've got three. They're the Geophagus Rio Catatas, and I'm completely new to this. They actually came in unidentified on the Colombian shipment. I love the Geophagus, all the Geophagus types, and we actually sent these out. Spencer Jack identified them as that, and also Jeremy Bosch, I think, commented on a Facebook post. Yeah, man, those look like the Rios. So we put 3 of those up for auction. They're doing great, and I know everybody loves the geotypes, and especially when they're wild caught. So we put those up, donated those to the OCA, and then I also I put up a male Eureka Red Peacock. So I know a lot of the guys are more advanced. They won't ting weekends or some obscure fish from West Africa, but I know that there's a big crowd out there that loves the male peacocks, and we have some real stunners. So in fact, I think I showed off the Eureka Red tank, and that's what we donated to the show, was one of the big male Eureka Reds. So I know there's some people out there that will want some tickets to try to win that raffle just to add to their show tank.
Awesome. Well, any questions for Mike from the panel or from the attendees? Well,
great job, Mike. Much respect to you, bro.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me on.
And the one comment I did want to, sorry, Don.
Oh, go right ahead, JJ.
No, the one comment I did want to make is your reputation is great. There's a young man that I know out in your neck of the woods who I work with his fiance. I used to work with his fiance's father many years ago, and he knew I keep fish, so he's newer into the hobby. And you got to have some fish mentors there, and he bought through you, and he was raving about how, and that's unrelated. I said, I know Imperial. They're good people. I know some people that work for you. I'm like, yeah, they're reputable. They're really good, and unrelated. So if anybody out there is, wants to support you, never has, this is, you're the real deal. I've known people unrelated who have bought fish from you. You didn't know them. They were just a normal customer, and you went above and beyond. And that's a testament of how you run your business and who you hire. So thank you for that.
So JJ said he's going to come down and see you. So when he goes down there, he's really a closet birder like Jonathan Straczynski. Make sure you show him those kites and the wood storks and all that other stuff. Turn him into a real fanatic there, will you?
We'll turn him into a bird watcher
when you go down there. We had a blast with them.
Oh yeah, we always have a good time. Every time somebody comes down, we make sure that I think when Don came down, we went birding. We also go collecting native fish in the green swamp. I mean,
I got to do that next time.
Yeah, we're always up for an adventure.
Yep. Well, speaking of adventures, you're one of the pioneers here making this first virtual fish show and fish extravaganza happen. So thank you kindly for supporting us as you always do, and thanks for everybody who joined us tonight to make this pretty special night on a Friday with a big infection out there.
Yes. Well, thank you for having me on, and it's an honor to be here with you guys, and I wish everybody just great success with everything, and I'm super glad that you guys put the effort to put this together, because it's a lot of work. You guys aren't getting paid to do this; it's all volunteers. So my hat's off to all the volunteers that put this together, and you guys work really hard at it, and it's just it's tremendous, the work that you put in and what it does for the hobby. So thank you.
Thanks for all you do, man. Also for putting up with me nagging the heck out of you over the past week.
I mean, you were teaching me, you were teaching me how to use all this new technology, so I was really impressed.
Lou is our technologist, just so you guys know.
Yeah,
that's a joke. It's called irony. Irony.
I think you're good, Byron.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah,
Good to
thank
see
you
you, Mike.
so much, Mike. And we look
Okay,
forward
I'm
to
gonna
seeing
go
you
back
next
and,
year.
Put these fish. Yeah, I'm gonna put these fish up. You guys have a great night, and we'll talk at you later.
All right.
Take care. Have a good one.
All right, take care.
Thanks.
All right.
What a nice guy. Class act.
Well, we're ready for the big giveaways now. Who's excited to win some free stuff? I think it's going to be a good thing. I think everyone on Facebook is ready with that and YouTube. Just so everybody out there knows, this is what it will look like when we do the fish raffle and goods giveaway. We will enter everybody's name, and if you buy more than one ticket, your name is entered multiple times. It's a giant wheel, as you're about ready to see. It'll spin. It is completely random. There is no rhyme or reason for why it lands on who it does, but whoever it lands on, they are the winner. And so this is probably the biggest raffle that we have because it has all 185 people who registered in the wheel.
That's awesome.
And so I looked at the wheel. I'm like, I can't even see the names. They're so small. It is, it's ridiculous. So we're going to put that on screen. We have Cobalt stuff we're going to be giving away, as well as
Swiss Tropicals.
Swiss Tropical filters, Swiss filters, and stuff like that. And so we got 3 lucky people who are going to win tonight. And we're going to post that on screen here. I'll share my screen. And this will be the wheel that spins everything. Let's see here. I'm getting that all up. I'm the okay.
Here we go.
You guys see that?
We see
all
it.
right.
Oh, wow, look at
You see the yeah, there you go.
And it's cobalt colors too.
Yeah, we're going to enter full screen here. And once I click the wheel, and even someone who just signed up 15 minutes ago is even on here. So here we go. We're going to spin the wheel, and maybe you'll be the lucky one.
You see Scotty McLaughlin there, Tom Rizzo. Those guys are immediately disqualified. No, I see some good people here, man. And the winner is Corey Hefland. There you go. Congratulations.
All right. One of you guys write that name down, and we will get some free goods sent to you. Congrats. All right.
Yep,
now, when you
Cobalt.
win, we remove your name so you don't win twice. But that would be some pretty good. That'd be really random if you won twice in a row.
Huh?
No. And here we go, JJ.
All right, let's go here.
You ready for the wit spin?
Yeah, go ahead. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Let's spin this baby. All right. It's spinning so fast you can barely see it. Yeah, and we're going to go ahead and I forget if it's how many we're going to send out. Oh, Robert Musil. Congratulations.
We're sending out 3 total tonight. And we'll
Yeah,
do 3 more tomorrow.
You get Porette sponge filter from Swiss Tropicals and a bottle of the Cobalt. I think it's Flake. I don't recall, but still good stuff. Thank you. We appreciate you spending your Friday evening with a bunch of fish nerds, and you're getting some free cool stuff for your fish room.
All right,
the best for last here.
Spin. Here we go.
The best for last, and let's see who's going to win this one here. And I hope you guys all had a good evening tonight. Hope you guys had fun. Great people in this hobby. And Wayne Polarski, congratulations. You get to win the last free giveaway here for the evening. The Cobalt Flake and Swiss Tropicals filter. There you go. Hey, Tom, good to see you, buddy. Jeff, you're in the doghouse.
All right. Well, hey, everybody. That's what it looks like when we do the rare fish and goods giveaway. There are some amazing fish on the fish raffle. So go to our Ohio Cichlid webpage. All you have to do is spend $10. And the amazing part is that shipping is free. And the fish will be all included in that. And so why not? I mean, if there's a group of fish that you've been wanting for a long time, and you don't want to spend hundreds of dollars, and you just want to take a chance with only $10, go for it. It is a great way to be a part of some really cool fish that are being given away. Just don't put any money on the Hermia chromis azul. Those are mine. They're my bucket list, and but it's fair game. They are beautiful jewel-looking cichlids, but they're on there. There's all kinds of really cool, good supplies. You don't want to miss out on that. Also, tomorrow night, tune in at 7 o'clock, and Ad Konings, the one and only Ad Konings, is going to give a talk on Tangled Up cichlids. You don't want to miss that. It's going to be incredible. He always is just informative. So much knowledge and so much expertise there with being over there. And all the books that we read about the fish that we love, I mean, he's written them. And what better way to learn than to hear from him directly as he shows videos from Lake Tanganyika and what he's learned. Don, you got something you want to say?
Well, I wanted to also remind everybody to check out the show program and all the awesome deals that these great supporters are offering us this weekend. You know, fantastic discounts from all the folks you heard tonight, giving you the behind the scenes tours. You know, show them some love and go spend a couple of bucks with them. You know, they're great people, great products, and great supporters of this wonderful OCA and our hobby. So thank you kindly.
And don't forget to check out the virtual Extravaganza show. It's like being at the OCA with all the fish on display that people are showing. If you have not checked that out, you don't want to miss out on looking at all the fish that are being up for judging. There are almost 200 fish or 200 entries, and you want to see all the cool fish that are on there and videos that were made. And then there'll be a giant award show Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock at the end, in which Jeff Nader, who put that all together, is going to be presenting the awards. I saw the trophies, and I'm going, I actually want to win that now. Those are ridiculous looking, and that would sit on my desk prominently at my office, and everyone would be like, what in the world is that? But I'd be like, so proudly say, hey, my entry won. So check that out. You want to see some really cool fish and some videos. It's like being at the OCA and looking at the fish room, except it's virtual. And again, we'll have more interviews with vendors tomorrow, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We are so grateful that you joined us here tonight. It's been phenomenal just to see a consistent showing of like 100 people watching at a time. And it really does bring a lot of joy to our hearts knowing that you guys are all here with us, even though we can't be in person in Cleveland at the Holiday Inn. Knowing that you're here with us right now, being a part of this, we're overwhelmed with gratitude. And so we thank you for being a part of the show and watching with us and engaging with us in the comments and making this thing really special. So thanks a lot, everyone. And we look forward to being a part of everything tomorrow night. See you at 7 o'clock. Take care, guys.
Take care. Thanks for joining, guys.
Thank you. I hope I didn't talk too much.
You're good, Lou. All right. We are going to sign off with our intro video.